batch prepping protein so that we can batch cook protein. I've got a lot of protein options here. These are some of the most common ones you're going to see. I'm first going to take you through the proteins from least amount of prep through to most amount of prep, but the most amount of prep actually really isn't that much prep. And then what we're going to do is set each protein source up for how I know that you can actually most quickly prepare it, get it ready for batch cooking. And then in the next video, I'm going to show you how to batch cook. Now, batch cook does mean larger quantities, but it also means that you've got multiple appliances firing at once. You can have the grill going with your steaks. You can have chicken breasts in the oven. You can have shrimp going in the air fryer. You can have ground beef on the stove. Where people get really tripped up is that they do one thing at a time. And what I really want to show you here is different levels of preparation needed, and then how to fire on all cylinders for about 45 minutes to an hour in terms of the appliances you've got going, because that makes it go so fast. Let's get started. Least amount of prep needed. Obviously, anything that you buy that's pre-cooked. So any pre-cooked shrimp, we've got some prepared meats. You don't want to eat too many of the prepared meats. I mean, a little bit every day, but it is a highly processed food, but it's great for quick protein sources. So we've got turkey bacon, prepared sandwich meats, turkey pepperoni, low-fat cheeses are really great, or higher fat cheese if you've got more fat macros. Tofu, I find you can just chop that up, put it in a grain bowl or put it on a salad. Greek yogurt, protein powder, the oven roasted chicken that you get from the grocery store. Do not be afraid in a pinch to get some of these prepared meats. It cuts down on a ton of prep time. And now moving on to eggs. You're going to probably need to prepare some eggs, some whole eggs, as well as some egg whites. The best and easiest way to cook these is obviously on the stove, but another little tool that I have that I really like is this little omelet maker. I got this off of Amazon. You can find it in our Amazon links. But what it does is it just has this nice little double cradle for your eggs. You can put actually 2 cracked eggs in here or put your egg whites, set a timer so that you don't forget about it, but this will just cook. You just set it, forget it. But of course, you can use a traditional cooking method like a pan. Next, we've got slow cooked meats. This is one of the best set it and forget it methods for meat that you can possibly do. And the thing with most of the meats, you just cook them exactly the same. Yes, this is an Instant Pot, but I actually use it as my slow cooker as well. So if you're not familiar with cooking just meat in a slow cooker, you just take your chicken breasts, beef roast, pork tenderloin, any kind of really solid meat. This is actually great for doing tougher cuts of meats because you put it in, spices, about maybe a 1/4 cup of water, liberally spice it, set it for 8 hours on low. And then when the meat comes out, you just sort of rip it apart with some forks and it comes out as shredded meat. It is the fastest, it's not fast, it's 8 hours, but it's in terms of prep time, you literally put the meat in, spices, and then 8 hours later, you've got easy shredded meat. This goes great on salads or taco night. Ground meats. Usually when people think of ground meat, they think of a pan. Totally legitimate. Got a little bit of ground beef here that you could very easily cook up in a pan. It'll last you a couple days in the fridge. I learned from my friend Jose, Bespoke Fitness is his business, and I'm going to show you this in the next video when we actually prepared these meats, that you can take some ground meat, this is pure ground chicken breast, and put it in a pan, smush it out so it's all nice and flat, season it, bake it for about 25 minutes to 30 minutes. And then when it's cool, you just crumble it with your hands. It is the easiest, no fuss way to cook any ground meat. You can do it with ground beef as well. I've done that before, but either of these methods works really well for ground meat. Chicken breast, you're going to be cooking a lot of. Now you can either do these on the grill in the summertime. I actually will do like 25 chicken breasts on the grill at once, but obviously putting them in a pan with a little bit of tin foil down, we'll prepare this in the next video. That's going to be your fastest way. And one reason why it's really great is because this is the ultimate batch cooking method. If you have 2 or 3 racks in your oven, get cookie sheets and fill them all up with chicken breast, because when they're done, you can just put them in little baggies and freeze them. I'll show you that after. But this is probably the most regular way that you're going to prepare chicken breasts in the oven on a sheet with some aluminum foil. And then, of course, the grill, great for steaks. You can actually as well season the steak liberally, put it on a cookie sheet with tin foil as well. If they're about this size, like cook them at 400 degrees for 20 minutes, and you're going to have them really like a perfect medium rare. My favorite way to cook shrimp is in the air fryer. Scallops, you can cook this way as well, because sometimes my favorite way to cook shrimp is from frozen and in the air fryer. If you sort of run out of protein and really quickly need to have a protein source, frozen shrimp, frozen scallops in the air fryer. You can also cook them on your stovetop as well, but this I find is because you can just kind of set it, forget it. The salmon or trout that you have, I find if you just get the big fillet, that works best. A cookie sheet, some tin foil down, and then we're going to season it liberally. But what I like really about doing this is that you can put this in the oven with another meat. So with the ground meat, it works really well because fish, salmon, and ground meat will actually kind of cook at the same rate. So you can have on one shelf a sheet of salmon here. On a next rack in your oven, you can have some ground chicken or ground meat laid out, 25 minutes in the oven at 400 degrees, and they'll cook at the same time. So again, that helps with the batch cooking. But we're going to get to that right now. So I've just wanted to lay out again for you the different kinds of preparedness needed. And now we're going to get to cooking.